I want to get into talking about plugins, but before we get to that, let's go over template tags again. In the past two sections, we've been using template tags to display content. They're pretty straightforward. You simply call a function and data gets outputted. The purpose of a template tag is to make your code cleaner. Rather than querying the database and processing the data, you can just call a simple function. This is ideal because it allows you to put logic into its own file. You even have the ability to create your own template tags. Just create a regular PHP function and then call it in your templates. You can use the functions.php file to define your custom template tags since that file gets loaded before your template does. Let's break down template tags even further. In most cases, you'll find that template tags come in one of two versions. There's the get version and the non-get version. This doesn't apply to every tag, but it is common. The non-get version will echo out the value immediately. The get version will return the value. In the past, we've used both versions for various reasons. Usually, you want to use the non-get version unless you need to process the data further. Another thing you should be aware of is that most template tags have parameters to modify the value. In this example, I'm using the title function. If we wanted to apply some div tags to the title, then there are two ways to go about it. We can surround the function with the HTML, or we can pass it into the function as parameters. These two solutions will result in the same thing. The main difference is whether you'll allow WordPress to handle it. There is one advantage to passing in the HTML though. WordPress has a feature called filter hooks, which allow you to modify values. Template tags contain hooks, which can then be used by developers like you and me. By being provided the HTML, we can make changes to it if we wish. For the most part though, most developers tend not to pass in the parameters and hard code the HTML instead. When we start working on plugins, you'll understand how you can use these parameters and extend them on your own. For this section, we're going to need a template that we can experiment on. Create a new template called experimental.php. You can name this whatever you want since this will be a custom template. This template will be pretty straightforward. Open the full-width-page template and copy the code from that template into our new one. We're going to be making big changes to this template. First, we're going to remove the loop completely. Then, up in the page title, remove the subtitle and change the main title to experimental code. Lastly, let's update the template name to experimental. Once you've made those changes, I want you to navigate to the WordPress dashboard and create a brand new page. You can name this page whatever you want. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that you select the experimental template in the dropdown and save your changes. Now that we're finished with that, we can begin exploring template tags.